We continue our special in-depth reports down under with Ed Filmer. He's been in Australia following the University of Missouri at Rolla solar car team as they competed in the World Solar Challenge.
And tonight is the story, of course, of how the race began and the problems the team had that first day into the Outback. Not exactly a walk in the park, huh?
No, not a walk in the park. It was kind of tough. It's demanding, very demanding, and a very long race, almost 2,000 miles across the huge desert in the middle of Australia. At the starting line, the Rolla team looks down the road south from Darwin, cautiously down the road to the very challenging adventure ahead. At the starting line of the World Solar Challenge car race, Darwin, Australia. It's early in the morning, and some teams are still working on their cars. Solar car drivers dread the chaos of the start.
I think it's going to be pretty chaotic. All the cars are lined up pretty close, and they just all start at the same time.
40 cars in all, built by teams from around the world. The first few miles of the 2,000-mile race are the most dangerous. All the cars are close together, all jockeying for position on the highway out of Darwin. The University of Missouri at Rolla car. Nathan Ruiz of Springfield is at the wheel.
We basically want to be in a position where we don't have to do a lot of work, spend a lot of energy passing other teams.
They know from experience that fast acceleration wastes energy, and that getting in too much of a hurry can be costly, especially in heavy traffic. In fact, one of the leading teams crashes their solar car trying to take a corner too fast. It was less than a mile from the start line, and it took them 6 hours to repair the car and get it back in the race.
He said there's a slow-moving truck in the left lane somewhere. Just be advised.
Every solar race car has to be followed by what they call the chase vehicle. That's the rules. Inside Rolla's chase, team members monitor data from the car. Battery power, speed, the strength of the sunlight. It comes in a constant flow from a transmitter in the solar car.
Today we're hoping for like 300 miles at least. 350 would be great.
Team President Matt Boehm of Carthage, Missouri. A few miles into the race, cars already on the side, broken down. The Rolla team wants to keep to a constant, efficient speed. It's kind of a steady as she goes command for solar cars.
I still hear you, Nathan. You're doing great.
All's going well, but then an emergency. The solar car steering failed.
Oh, toolbox. Give me toolbox.
Yeah, do you got a punch? I need a punch.
Something had rattled loose in the steering system.
What do you need, Nate?
There's a fine line between panic and high energy.
If ready.
They said they practiced for things like this.
We practiced emergency scenarios in Rolla, but I don't think that has a heck of a lot to do with why it is that we're so together when something goes wrong. I can't really explain it even.
We're getting ready to get back on the road, so just stay on the road, okay?
We function as a unit very well. I can't explain why. It's just kind of the way the chemistry worked out between all of the guys and gals on the team.
Go! 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 And move around the team in front of us, and then slow back down to our cruising speed.
They drove further from civilization, deeper into the great Australian outback. They'd be on this road for 7 days of desolation, emptiness. And they would settle into the routine of keeping their sun-powered car at its most efficient speed.
Copy that.
And at precisely 5 o'clock each afternoon, a race official traveling with each team would stop each car. The end of that day's run. And they take off the top of the car, the part with the solar cells on it. And a race official paints a line on the highway. That's where they stopped at 5. That's where they'll start again the next morning at precisely 8 o'clock. And they turn their car's solar cells toward the setting sun to glean precious energy for their batteries for the next day of racing across the Australian outback. These guys are all engineering students, and if something breaks on their solar car, they don't call it a problem. They call it a situation. It's their way of saying, we fix things, we solve problems. More on the engineering can-do mentality tomorrow night as they cope with crowding and drowning and working with the outback and
all this dust and pollution and everything out there. It's
So
terrible.
no hard kicks to the fender or anything
No,
like
no
that?
kicking the tires, nothing like that. They have laptops and toolboxes, and that's what they use.
Wow, smart kids.